Well, it is supposed to continue to be a gorgeous bluebird sky day here at the castle. As you can see, we are on the ground level or basement level of the castle. Let's go check out what it is we're going to struggle with today. This is not going to be fun. It's going to be a discovery. Let's go check it out. But what we're going to try to tackle today, it's going to get dark in here. My insulators may be here next week. So I've got to get the majority of my home runs and wiring ran that go to any wall or any ceiling that gets insulated. And I haven't had electrical on my mind, hot and heavy, except for up in the top of the tower. But I'm about to show you, oh man, you're dirty. I'm about to show you all the next nightmare that I have. And maybe I'll title the video, The Next Nightmare. Let's get in here. Eric's cutting some pipes, so he's got some water coming around. We got to remove a water heater. We'll get up there here in a minute, but oh, I mean, I really can't even give you the explanation without just showing you. Picture's worth a 1,000 words, and this is a video, so it's worth 1,000,000 words. I'm sure you guys can see the electrical in here. And the most amazing part is this one gray wire right here feeds currently everything. Everything in this castle is fed with that one wire. Then he has got spliced in an extension cord end that goes to what I call a surge protector, power strip, whatever you want to call it. So if I were to turn that little red switch on, all these other wires that have extension cord ends on 12.3, 12.2, yeah, then they have power. And we've got a bunch of wires that go to nothing. So now let's go over here and take a look. In the castle walls are 4-inch pipes, but not everything is connected and not everything goes somewhere. So I started over here, pulled this wire. We found out that that wire goes in that rock wall and comes over here and goes to the bathroom, but it's only one of them. I haven't figured out where the second one goes yet. We did figure out that this 12.3 wire that is not hooked to anything, as a single wire, goes through this wall system somehow and comes out right here in this box, which again has a 4-inch pipe in there. So I think I have chases, and that gets me over to this side. As you guys can see, there's a great big 2-foot thick wall, which is the base of the tower, that goes however many feet all the way up at the top. So I can't come through there because I have no access. There's a floor right there. Obviously you can see that, but I know I can get to this point, but I'm not for sure if this point is what makes the most sense. So then we come over here. There's an outlet there. We'll come over here. There's another pipe. This one's a threaded pipe. Looks like that one actually might be some type of light base up in there. I don't know. Well, let's keep on trucking, because we have another light that comes through pipe, and we have another outlet. I know sometimes when I shine that light on the stuff, it blinds it. So I gotta figure this out, because I do know right up in there, if you guys can see that, when I take my light, you can see my light up here on the brown board. If I go straight over, there's a hole right there. Hey, that's a lot of water. I think Eric might have just cut a line that shouldn't have been cut. But anyway, that goes outside. So the other thought process that I have is all of this isn't finished yet, but I can come from that 200 amp panel and I can go through that wall, or I can come from that 200 amp panel and I can come over here and go into that wall. And you might say, well, how can you go into that wall? Hold that thought. Let's get to show you the next portion of this fun mess. Okay, now we're up here on the top side. Eric's removing the water heater. What are you doing in the hole?
About to come out of hibernation.
About to come out of hibernation. So, Eric's got to drain the water heater, and we know that that little pipe vent thing goes straight down to the shower that's below us, which has a drain in it. So he's going to dump that in there, but right here, I'm pretty confident, well, I'm 100% confident we take this board out of there. That's the ICF edition. It's basically 36 inches that way to the right. So I'm 48 inches over there to that outside wall. So I think if I pop a hole right there, I can come through my retaining wall and right in, and then mount my 200 amp breaker panel here behind Eric once all this is out of here. And then as you guys can see, now Eric, please remember, this one actually is hot.
I know, I sure got it out of the way.
So you can see right here, we've got another power strip with a whole bunch of extension cord ends wired into the wire that goes throughout the castle. If you guys look up through there, this is something I haven't showed you guys yet because it's a nightmare, honestly. There's a whole lot of wires, and this chase goes all the way to the top of the tower. I don't know if you guys can turn the camera around here and see, just point you straight up. Shine that light up in there. So that's a big old hole with a whole bunch of nothing. But what I like about this is I do have a chase. If I can get that panel mounted on that wall, there's already wires going to, for example, we know we have power here. That's coming from the surge protector. I know those lights work. They just need bulbs. So I've got some wire here already in place. Another example would be, we've got lights up in here. We have light there, we have light there. All of those work, but I have no clue where their home run is. And I have no clue if I can use that same chase. Because this is that tower wall where that door in the basement comes up like the top of a spade. If you play cards, you know what a spade looks like. That's straight below us here. I can't get through that wall unless he's already through that wall. So Eric's gonna get the water heater out. I'm gonna go down there, start trying to figure out where these wires go. I also potentially have the HVAC guy showing up today to start popping holes in the tower, because this castle is going to be temperature controlled with mini split systems. Outside unit powers a head unit that mounts on the wall, like right there, for example. So that each individual floor, you can control its own temperature and its own humidity. So let me get myself figured out here as to how I'm gonna start figuring out these wires. I think I can just check continuity, wire one side together and then go find the end of that wire and mark it. I believe that's gonna be my easiest path. My issue is my multimeter. I pulled it out this morning. I haven't used it for years and years and years. And apparently at some point in time I broke this end off. So I gotta see if I've got an alligator clip or something that I can put on there. But anyway, we've got a few things we gotta do. We'll be back. It is not gonna be a fun day, but it's gonna be a fun day. Okay, so here's what we do know. We do know this wire, everybody's been making comments, and yes, I'm sorry, I'm way behind on comments. I've seen all the lovely comments. I've seen all the, holy crap, you're doing it wrong. Fine, whatever. This is our fiber internet. So for all of you guys who are saying, don't forget to run your data, don't forget to, it's ran. It's already here. That's what that second box, I guess I should say third box, is right here. This is the high-speed fiber internet, and this black wire is obviously what goes into the castle. Now, with all that being said, We also know that this penetration goes all the way through, and now that we have the water heater out of the way, I can see that this is a viable option to get my power from this box out, up, and in. What I got to figure out is what that length is, and then I also have to figure out, I'd really like to run that power in the 2-inch pipe so that it's not as hard. But I'm not 100% confident I have a hammer drill bit big enough for that. We're in the mortar. I'm concerned it's going to take a core bit, but I need to get a dimension because I'm going to go buy my panel. And if I buy my panel, the same guy who has the panel has the wire, I might as well as get the wire. So basically we're 4 feet to this face. And then we would be essentially another 4 feet. So that's 8, 10, 12 feet of wire on the outside. Now let's go in. When I say outside, that gets us some wire on the inside, but that gets us to the wall we have in here in the bathroom. So we know we need a minimum of 12 feet, and we know we need an internal 200 amp panel. So there's the hole. Right there you can see the black wire coming out of it. My shadow puppet is messing it up for you, but my tape measure should have came over and hit this masonry wall. So it's 4 feet to the outside, and I want to mount my panel over there because I will have a water heater setting here. This commode goes away. This will turn into a doorway that goes into the addition. So I will put some type of a door on this and redo this paneling to where we have access, and we're going to call this the utility closet. I don't think I can get a door on it, but maybe I can. I don't know. So we got 4 feet to here. That 4 feet will take us over to that corner, and then I probably need to add another 4 feet to get up that wall. So that means we need 16 feet of the proper wire to bring 200 amps into this castle. Then I got to figure out how to get from that panel and get all the home runs ran, which a lot of them may already be ran. I just haven't figured that out yet. So 16 feet of wire. We're going to go pick up our panel. So I wasn't for sure where I was going to put this panel until this morning. We're going to go pick up our panel and pick up that wire, and maybe we'll have that installed and also track down where the home runs go. So we'll be back. All right, well, I have the supplies now. I've got the panel, got the wiring, got the rigid conduit, I've got the connection points. I need to go grab a hammer drill. So Eric is going to knock off some of this grout mortar slag, get it off of there, get 2 2x12s mounted top and bottom, tap conned into the block. So when I get back, I can mount this panel and then we can get that hole drilled, get our pipe ran outside and into our exterior panel. You got everything you need?
Yeah.
Be nice to my people.
I will.
All right, Eric will have you guys back on here in just a minute when he's mounting these boards. Looking good?
Yeah, you might want to pull that fiber
Okay.
in case
We can pull that fiber.
this starts to walk down in
So
there.
what we're doing is we're core drilling for our 200 amp feed. The HVAC company is also going to need 200 amps. Well, not 200 amps, but need some amperage from the internal panel to go out to the mini split unit. It's going to be in the front. I will go unhook that and let you know when we can pull her through. That looks like that's going to be a fun one to drill.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun at all.
That core drill looks like no fun. So what they're doing is they're utilizing the PVC to keep the same angle to get into the castle. Hey, you got 3 out of 12. Limestone is no fun. Yay. Go ahead and show you guys where the goal is to come out on the inside. Well, Eric is in the hole in our way. Yeah, I'll get you a hammer. But right down there where that hole comes through, the goal is to come in right above it. Say you need a hammer? Alright, let's go grab Eric a hammer. We'll go check on the guys on the outside. All right, hopefully you guys can see well in here. We've got 2 2x12s tack-conned to the masonry so that our panel can set here to here. And I've also got 3 inches down from the top, so I still have room to staple my home runs that come in, and I'll have 2 inches at the bottom so I can staple my home runs on the bottom. I've got a level line for the top of our panel. Now I'm trying to give myself a plumb line so that when we go to mount this thing, Eric and I both cannot fit in this hole. So this should allow me to hold it up there one-handed and screw it with the other hand, I believe. If not, Eric can lean through the hole too.
Go back to my hibernation hole.
Go back to your hibernation hole. All right, that gets us our 90-degree corner. Make sure we've got the right tip in here. Those washers are big enough to hold it, so go ahead and get that panel in here. Once we get this mounted, we'll be able to come through the core drilled hole that we created and bring our feed in, and then we'll have 200 amps inside the castle that everybody can pull off of. There's one. Check ourselves for plumb. Right there's my line. So shadow got me a little bit. Looks like we're gonna be just a hair off of our line. Two more screws and she will be mounted. Well, it looks good in here too, don't it?
Yeah.
Right height.
Right size.
Okay, now that that's mounted, we will go back outside, open up our external panel, get our rigid conduit and wire into that hole, and then we will finish that out, come up. We're going to run that in an angle and then turn 90 and come into here. Okay, so number one, you guys are going to be proud of me. I do read the comments and I do listen because I don't know everything, but I'm willing to learn. I'm assuming this stuff you guys are talking about, at least that's what the local electrical supplier said. So I'm just gonna go off of the assumption that you squeeze this crap onto this wire. And then squeeze it into the hole that it's gonna go in, like so. And then we gotta get that bent. Oh yeah, get that stuff all over everything, Matt. I'm assuming that's normal. Not just a NY millennialism. Oh, come on. I'm up against the clock trying to rush because I got other stuff I gotta do with the family, and that's when stuff doesn't go well.
Never does.
Never does. And I got something else that's gonna make you guys proud of me. Man. Honestly, those are a little too long. All right, I forgot my dikes. I need to trim those off. It's too long and I'm afraid my ground wires are gonna touch it. We'll be right back. All right, we got that one trimmed. Let's get it in. And yes, for you electricians who do a lot of panels, I know these wires are gonna suck to be here, but it is honestly the only option I have because I don't have any more length in this whatsoever. So I have to put these here. I have to use the bottom slot. Now, we know we need to trim that one also. They're a tad bit too long. Get them pushed back together. Get our nice goop on them. Get ourselves bent around so we can get into that bottom one there. Come on. Go to your hole.
Too short?
No. Bent a little, which is making it not want to go in there. Maybe I need to loosen my screw up a little bit here. Now we got her. Oops. Okay. Now then, look what else you guys are going to be proud of me over. I read the comments. I didn't even know these bushings were a thing. Now we need to take our 3/0 out of the bottom of this panel and get 3 legs over here, here, through this hole, so we can go up to that big hole and get this 200 amp service into the 200 amp panel that's inside the castle. I'm sure it's gonna suck putting this 3/0 wire in here, but such is life. Hoping we can come right in. That one's gonna be the hardest one right there. Guaranteed. And we might even bring that one up and come down into that leg. Not for sure yet. We shall see. Let me get some things loosened up and we'll be right back. All right, Eric had to go get us another tip for our impact. I wanted you guys to see me put this in here. I can't get exactly up to the castle because of the constraints, but I'm hoping I can get this thing to where it shoots us right into that hole. Hold that camera, Eric. While our glue isn't set up yet, I'm just gonna stick my pipe in here, get it turned, and then the next one will mount and get us in the hole. Then we get to feed the wire from in there. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. But that's all right. We'll get
I mean, it's only 290s.
only.
With a 2-gauge wire.
Where'd my Sharpie go? I always have that thing in my left ear.
I have no idea.
Since I'm left-handed. I literally just marked that pipe to cut it.
They fall.
Don't see it.
Is it underneath that panel?
No, I've been kneeling on that panel. Goodness gracious. What the heck? Huh. Well, okay, I gotta find a pencil. We'll be back. All right, hopefully you guys can see all this. Eric's on the inside, gonna shove the pipe that goes from the inside out on there. I'm gonna push down on our LB at the bottom, and hopefully we can get a twofer here. That'll be in too big a struggle. You ready? Okay. All right, now pull it back to you. Hold that right there. To me a little. To me. Oh, right there. And we'll be able to strap it here and strap it here, which I'm not worried about this one, but if I sucker up a little bit tight right there to pull that LB up against the wall, I'll feel pretty good about that. Everything's looking good. Give that glue just a second to cure here. What? Well, yeah. You holding your mouth right in there? A little bit? Oh, you moved it. Oh my gosh. He says he had a spasm. You are a spasm. Okay. That should get us. Now I'm gonna go inside, cut that off where it needs to be cut, and we'll feed some wire through, because that's gonna be a short end in there, and we'll be able to just put our LBs and pipes over all that in there, and I don't think it'll be a big deal. We will be right back. Yeah, I forgot to turn you guys on, but we have to do a little fabrication. This pipe goes somewhere. Not really for sure what it's for, but at least now we know. We can 45 it and 45 it back to get back to here, because I want this rigid power supply to be as tight to this wall as I can. So I'm going to take another LB, and we're going to get her snugged up to the wall there, get us a mark, cut that off, glue this on, and then we're going to turn it to where that angle runs up to that panel like I explained just a moment ago. I don't know how long that battery's going to last, but...
It's 11%.
11%?
11%. 10%.
They don't last very long, that's
No,
for sure.
it's very surprising.
Well, those aren't GoPro batteries. Those are me being cheap. So that's probably why they don't last very long. I don't think I can get in there with that. Have to finish it with Sawzall.
Starting to chilly down. Chilly
Yep.
down, jeez.
Cool down.
Yes. I need a recliner.
Okay. I'll get us some glue on there. Oh, wait. I better not do that yet, because I don't know this angle. So we better get us a dimension from here. So I want to go in that side. Okay, so we don't have any of this glued up yet, not even this end. What I want to do is get a distance from this collar to that collar so that I can get this piece cut, get all this glued up, get this joint glued on, but not this joint. We can feed our 3 wires through, get them out, and then I can glue this together, because this is going to be useless. This is an access so you can get in there, and it's not going to work in this situation. So the only way I know to do that is to take a level, make both of them touch on the level. Now those are set at the proper angle. Now if I measure collar to collar, I should be able to cut that pipe 41 inches long, and it will be the proper length. We're gonna make us a cut. We'll be back. All right, so we have a crazy harebrained idea. We'll see if it works.
Cross your fingers.
You got the wire?
Yep.
Let's have some wire. Oh, I need to loosen these lugs up. Let me loosen these lugs up. We'll be right back. What's that mean?
Camera's on, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
No, I didn't want to cuss.
Oh, you're beeping yourself out. I got you. Maybe you made it to the home. We're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Won't go down. In.
I told you this wouldn't be fun.
Come on.
You don't have to talk to it. It's just wire.
Yeah, well, sometimes I want to.
What?
Talking to myself.
That's obvious. I'm just gonna sit in here and wait for you.
Out corner. Why do you keep catching?
It's not gonna tell you the answer. What do you need? We gotta do this 3 times.
Yeah, I know. Oh man,
What?
I didn't put it through the other LB. For the life of me, I can't get it to go down.
But you just did a minute ago, right?
No, I got it still in the same place. I can't get it. Why? Please, God, please.
You may hand you all 3 of them at one time?
Yeah, that just makes it awful. Got it.
Now, will it go to the bottom post or not?
Oh yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah, I got leg.
All right. So now I'm gonna send you another one. You figured out the process now, right? Don't you lie. You are the funniest breathing person that I know.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to breathe, though.
Well, yeah, when you're lifting weights, maybe.
Proper breathing when you start.
Buddy. What are you doing out there?
Huh?
You good?
Oh, just the rock slipping, you know, all that stuff.
Well, maybe you're ready for the third wire.
He's so funny. Ow! Shit!
Did I pull it far enough?
Yeah. I can't.
Number 3. We're cooking with peanut oil.
Ow!
That hurt again?
Yeah, it hurt.
Well, for you electricians out there, I'd love to hear what the right way to do this is.
Me too.
Had to call in reinforcements, actually, but we got it. We got the wires through, up, in. I don't have them connected yet. I've only connected one. I've got 2 more to connect, the ground and the other hot. But the reinforcements that I called in was Ryan. He's outside. So we'll bring you up to speed on Ryan here in a minute, because if he talks, you guys are going to be like, what's wrong with that guy? But you can see the 1/2 inch. We came out right next to our power that's going in, came down, came down, came over, came up, and then we've got a nice little, actually I can't undo that anymore because I screwed that tight. Anyway, we've got a nice little piece that screws down on the inside on the rubber grommet, and the wire goes in. That's all connected. Now we have 3 wires that need to go 12 inches. And we thought in there was a big time struggle. This one might be a big time struggle, but at least we can have one guy pulling with one guy pushing and beating and prying. And because I don't see honestly how I could have done that joint without gluing it. I really don't. That one joint. Yes, I probably could have done everything else, but whew, that one there I'm not for sure of. So we're going to give you guys to Dad. Dad's going to be the cameraman, and we're going to fight and struggle, and hopefully I don't have to beep anything out.
Oh, that one's there.
Uno!
One. Oh.
You know, I bet you a real electrician would have had this done already. Easy peasy.
Yeah, because they had a tugger hooked to the back of their truck or something.
Yeah, with a winch over there. Hey, watch your nose on that.
I got a big beak.
No, I didn't know that.
I would have never guessed that.
Yay!
We win.
Nice! And then we're gonna cut these wires, get them attached. Yeah, anyway, you guys have seen me attach wires. We're gonna get these attached. We'll be right back. And I just squirted on the wire. Everybody said I need it, but nobody said how to put it on. Now you can put in the comments how I'm supposed to put it on, because I'm sure I'm doing this wrong. I don't know, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Never know.
Okay. Now we have, there, now they're not touching, cool. All right, now what we gotta do is go turn the breaker on outside, and we'll have 200 amps inside the castle, and everything that was already pre-wired is also still wired up outside. This is going to be where all of our home runs come in. We're going to pull those home runs out of the bottom and the top. This is where all these wires are going to get put into, so we can get rid of this lovely stuff. Yeah, it's going to be the utility closet, Ryan.
Okay.
We're also going to take all of this out. Turn this around. We're going to cut them cinder blocks out, and we're going to frame that completely. We're going to put a door in here. That sounds like a real good plan, because that pooper's going away.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's going away.
Taking the throne out of the castle.
Yep, taking that throne out of the castle in this location, but we're going to add one somewhere else. So, you out there?
Yep.
You don't even know how hilarious your raspy voice sounds in here.
You're hot.
You're hot. You're hot. All right, let's check it. Hot. Hot. Not hot. All right, we've got 200 amps to this panel. I still have that main breaker off. We don't need anything yet. We've got a whole bunch of 20 amp circuits to put in. We're good to go. It didn't trip, right?
No.
Cool. All right, that means we have 200 amps out and 200 amps in. So there might be some YouTubers that read their comments and still don't listen. I told you guys I'm willing to learn. So I also saw another comment where on my acorn clip, the wire goes on the back side of the acorn. So we are going to flip that around, and then I will show you guys what that commenter meant. At least this is how I took it. And you can comment and tell me if I understood right or not. So this is how I understood his comment, or her. I don't remember who it was, but the bolt goes on the ground rod side and the wire goes on the radius on the back side of the acorn clip. So my understanding is that's the actual proper way to put these on. So in the previous video, if you're a DIYer like I am, do not put the bolt on the ground wire. Put the ground wire in the back side of this copper acorn clip. They call it an acorn clip because supposedly that looks like an acorn. I guess it looked like a long acorn, but I wanted to show you guys everything is wired, everything is wired, everything is shackled. All we need now is to backfill it, and I know everybody's concerned about snow, but one thing I will say, that is south, that is east, that is north. So realistically, the snow in our area, when we do get it, which is infrequent anymore, comes from behind me, which is on the other side of the castle. And if we do get a nor'eastern, which is the worst snowstorms ever, that is from there. And this is also going to be sloped. This is a very steep slope. If we walk down just to the bottom of it, which is about 10 feet, I am now head below the panels. So it's a very, very steep hillside here. 200 amps in the castle. On to the next step. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, turn those notifications on, share away, share away.